Today, we will be reviewing the Scalper AI Expert MT5 by Mr. Vasily Strukov. Stick around to the end to receive a free expert advisor from us here at Prosperity Algo Solutions. This video is sponsored by Prosperity Algo and our free Golden Time Bomb Expert Advisor. Do you want to make 100+% annual returns through automating the London Breakout and the Opening Range Breakout? Then click the link in the description. So we can start off here on the sales page, and we can see that there's a few different indications regarding how it works. So what the gentleman is saying is that it uses two main strategies, one of which is based on fractals, and the other one is based on price action and volume. So first strategy uses specific fractals of two different time frames, and second analyzes price action based on volume and places orders on highs and lows. So this is a very common strategy for gold, effectively placing pending orders on highs and lows. And if done properly, it can be very effective. I'm not quite sure where the artificial intelligence is being used here. There's no indication regarding what type of model it's using or if it's making API calls. So it could be a little bit of AI washing from what I see so far. But there could very well still be a viable technical analysis strategy behind it. So it appears to be a classic breakout system with orders at minima and maxima with a trailing stop loss. And here we can see that they are using, here he's saying every tick is the most precise method. That's not really the case. It's every tick based on real ticks. If you use every tick, it uses simulated ticks, so it does not take into account spreads effectively. And if you use these type of scalping systems with every tick, they always make absurd amounts of money, and it's completely unrealistic. And I'm saying this as somebody who sells multiple gold scalping systems. Every tick based on real ticks is more accurate, because with this particular type of system, spreads make such a huge difference that that is a little bit of dishonesty. However, it could still very well be a very viable system. And on the marketplace, people use different sales techniques, and it's relatively commonplace. So you can't beat the guy up too much for doing that either. And here we're seeing it appears to be the classic pending orders at minima and maximas and waiting for breakouts of that. And in terms of fractals, he could be saying that it is looking at a few different time frames in order to execute the strategy. If you click on the real-time results here, it's actually a dead link that just takes us to his profile. But if you go in his profile, he has the Scalper AI Signal MT5, which appears to be the closest in name to this one. But there's no direct link to the sales page, just to keep in mind. And here it does appear to be a very good equity curve so far. In November, we had excellent results. And if we look at the trading history, there is a fairly decent amount of trades going on here too. And there are clusters of losses along with winners. But from what I can see so far, it is matching a bot of this profile. So we're scalping with a inverse risk reward, more of a trailing stop loss, and with a higher stop loss relative to the start of the trailing stop loss. So this all appears to check out so far. But now we can actually hop over into MetaTrader, where I've taken the liberty of downloading the EA and running a quick backtest. And it is matching, from what I can see on the M30 time frame, what he is saying. It would appear that there are some pending orders being placed. And once we kind of breach this level, it does go again. It does open a position. So these would likely be pending orders. We'll see in a second when running a visual backtest. But that is exactly what he's saying it is and what it appears to be doing. So all of that looks promising. One thing which I would note is this appears to be a bidirectional system. I have found that with this type of system, using a trend filter can be really effective, because if you're taking both longs and shorts when you're in an uptrend using this system, usually performance deteriorates pretty heavily. We can see here with the equity curve, this type of system has really been beat up pretty massively over the past few months, just because of all the choppiness in the markets. It has not been performing that well in gold. But I have a feeling that the start trail might be a little bit too tight here. And if we were to use this with, let's say, every tick as opposed to every tick based on real ticks, it could look quite a bit more solid. because it's looking a little bit worse than I would expect, especially if we look at the live signal. So sometimes what sellers will do is they'll optimize their bots based on the every tick backtest or based on the 1 minute open high low close backtest to make it look better in backtests. But in reality, like if you start your trail too early, spreads will negate a huge chunk of your profits. And in doing so, that could be very problematic. So it could very well be a viable system, but the actual parameters need to be tweaked to perform better with spreads. And that could be what's happening here. But the actual strategy is legitimate. This is an honest system. It is running a real system, but it might just not be the best bot on the market. So it will run slowly but surely. It will likely take a while to complete. But let me perhaps pause this and switch over to a visual backtest, because I think we're getting the picture here. Like, yes, clearly if you use every ticks, it's going to look vastly better than using every tick based on real ticks. Also, let's flip through the inputs tab here. We can see that it's a very basic bot. It's using a starting lot of 0.1, so nothing crazy. But yeah, it's a very simplistic bot. There's quite a few of them which do very much the same thing on the market. It's running this strategy, I believe, on 1, maybe 2 time frames, so nothing too crazy. Let's switch over to the visual mode to see what's going on. And it's also running on the M1 simultaneously, perhaps a filter going on. But yes, it would have taken a trade there. It's interesting that it took a loss. Oh yeah, it would have taken a loss because there was a pending order here. It opened, then wicked back up, which is unfortunately something that does happen. It has a neat little visual mode here where it's keeping track of trades happening. But ultimately, this is a legitimate system. I think over the long term, it should make money. In the current market environment, we have to see what happens if we have like a Santa Claus rally going into the end of the year. But it may be a little bit troubling to run this bot right now. I have personally allocated significantly less capital to bots running this type of system, and instead preferring to use more candlestick pattern based bots like our Golden Missile bot. Also, like time-based bots have also been performing very well here. But the more like support resistance, minima, maxima bots have been being a little bit challenged just due to the choppiness. I actually have one bot which I use called the Golden Boomerang, which trades the inverse of this. It trades rejections off of these levels, and it has been performing spectacularly. But kind of to summarize here, it's a good system, it's a real system, but its performance is relatively mediocre, largely because of the current market environment. So it's definitely a real bot, but perhaps it's not the best time to buy this particular one, but over the long term, likely you will make money. So thank you very much for watching, and stick around for the following short clip where we will share a free gold trading EA with you. Take care. Before you click away, if you're looking to get a real expert advisor, here at Prosperity Algo Solutions, we're currently offering our Golden Time Bomb system based on automating the London Breakout and opening range breakout 100% for free. Watch the pinned video to find out more and to get access.